welcome, gladiators. My name is Anastasia Hart, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. And before I do that, I'm going to explain to you, if this is your first time visiting my channel and you're wondering why I'm calling you a gladiator, this is the reason why. If you are a fighter of your destiny and you stand firm in your belief, regardless if you are not intimidated or discouraged by any difficulty, danger, or disappointment, then you are a gladiator undaunted. In today's topic, we're going to talk about online dating, some of the challenges you may experience. I'll speak from my own experience and experience of individuals that I've encountered over the years. I don't have any particular format. This is just going to be freestyle, speaking from the heart. Let's start with, some of these example or some of these scenarios. It's going to be a little bit funny at the same time. You might laugh, and forgive me for laughing because there's no laughing matter in online dating. Some individuals take it seriously and some see it as as fun or pastime where they can have fun. Give it an example. Well, I'm going to be serious. Okay. Oh, I'm laughing because when I tell you some of the things I have encountered or friends of mine encountered, you just have to laugh. Okay, so my friend and I, we went on an online dating site. I think it was called Plenty of Fish. Anyway, we met, several individuals on that website, and it's ironic because some of the same experience she had, I had as well. Okay, she met this one guy and he was somewhere in an oil rig. I don't know why people like to use the oil rig excuse, but anyway, he was on an oil rig and all that other stuff. And another one, he's a doctor, and another one, they're in the army, and they're all kinds of scam that they're pulling. One of the guys told me he's in the military and his son is in Africa in some boarding school. Yeah, right. Anyway, they come up with all kinds of excuses to scam you out of your money or whatever they think that they can get. And ironically, there's a lot of individuals, specifically women, who fall for this mess. But I'm here to tell you that anything that you hear through these dating sites, whether it's Plenty of Fish, whether it's eHarmony, whether black people meet, or whatever the case is, they're all different web or match.com. You're going to encounter some strange individuals. But I want you to be mindful because some of the stories that you heard that you're going to be hearing from them, it's just off the wall, and you're like, oh wow. And sometimes you fall for it and sometimes you don't. But there's a lot of scammers out there, and most of them are from Africa. Give an example. I know this person, and she's probably watching this video right now. And I am so sorry. I keep laughing, but it's funny because if I wasn't aware of these things, I would also be one of those individuals that get taken. Let me tell you the last. Okay, so I was on this site, and this individual said, "Oh, I like your profile, and so tell me a little bit about." Oh no, he said we have a lot in common. So tell me a little bit about yourself. So I said to him, "Well, you don't, how you know we have stuff in common when you don't have anything on your profile? So I don't know what we have in common." So he asked me to tell him a little bit about it myself. So I told him um, my family, they're all detectives in law enforcement. My father is a judge, and and they're all in law enforcement. I never heard from him again. So that's something that you may want to consider. If that person is trying to scam you and they hear that your family is in law enforcement or you have judges or lawyers in your family, they're gonna run for the hills because they know that they're not going to be able to pull the wool over your eyes. So that's the tactics that I use, and you can use it as well. And then another one is after they wheel you in, one of the most common things they want to know if they could come and visit you, but it's going to cost them this, and they have this to do, and they have that to do, and they don't have the money, and if you can help them out. Please, please, please do not send any money to these individuals. They are just trying to scam you, because once you send money to them, they're going to keep on asking you, and they're going to say, oh, I'm coming, and they'll never come. And before you know, you're out of thousands and thousands of dollars, and you don't know who is on the other end. And most of the time, on the other end, it could be it could be a woman, it could be a kid, it could be so many different things. It could even be, I don't know, a cat or a dog or whatever, but you don't know these individuals. Please do not send any money to them. Okay, if they ask you for some money, do like my friend said, oh, I was about to ask you for some as well, and see what they say. And of course, they're not going to give you any money because they're looking to get some money from you, and that happens all the time. Another scam that, well, it's catfishing. I met this individual, and he had a head full of hair in his picture, but when I met him, he had no hair. He was bald, and and a little bit of hair on the side, like George Jefferson. I have nothing here in the middle, but a little bit on the. I am so sorry. I know this is not a joke, but I just laugh at these because I don't know how any individual, especially a woman. I know sometimes women are desperate, men are desperate too because men get taken as well. But you're going to hear all kinds of scenario. I give an example. I know this individual that met this guy online, and they went to dinner, and he ordered all these expensive stuff on the menu, wine, lobster, you name it. And then when the bill came, he said, oh, I forgot my wallet. And the waitress said, well, you can leave your driver's license or some type of identification and come back and pay. And rather than this woman say, well, um, she decided she was going to pay for the meal and everything, and it was hundreds of dollars, and then she gave him money to go home, and she never saw him again. He promised that he would pay her back. She never saw him again. In a situation like this, and my friend and I, we talked about this, and she would say, well, I have enough money to pay for mine. I'll pay for my meal, and you guys can make an arrangement and pay for your meal later on. In a situation like that, I will never pay for another man, a meal for another individual that I just met, because of course it's a scam. Okay, and you never see this person again. No, I'm sorry, you're gonna just have to figure it out yourself. I know it may sound cold-hearted, but I'm just telling you of all the different scenario of scams that you may encounter. Okay, and trust me, you will encounter that. Another thing that I've encountered, and I say that up front, and it's somewhat of a turn off to men, but I rather them know up front than wait till later on. They ask, for example, what is the one thing that turn you off about an individual, especially a man, if you're going out, if you're dating a guy, is if on the first date he asks you for money. And like my best friend would say, her father told her, if a man want your money, he does not want you. So if a man asks you for money and you just met him, that's a clear sign that you don't want him in your life. It's time to get rid of him, because all he wants is to see what he can get from you, and then he head for the hills. So you need to leave him be. Let him crawl back under that rock, because a real man is not going to ask a woman the first time he meet her for any money unless he's trying to pull a scam. That's a boy, a grown boy there. He's not a man, okay? So women out there, I'm just telling you guys, there's a lot of scams going around, especially now during COVID. You're gonna find individuals who's gonna, try to sweet talk you, especially if you're single and you're alone and you're kind of lonely and wanting somebody for the holiday. Don't fall for it. Don't give them your money, okay? And if they say they want to come and visit you, that's okay if they want to come and visit you, but don't invite them to your house. Okay? If they want to come and visit you, they got to get their own hotel and meet you at a public place, and don't go off nowhere with them. If you go to a bar, be mindful of the drink if you're a drinker, and you have to see, don't let them go and get you any drink, okay? You go up there, get your own drink with them. They're going to pay for it anyway. If they can't pay for your drink, then that's not your date. You pay for your own drink. You make sure you see the waiter pour it in and give it to you. Don't have them go and bring you back any drink. Please don't do that. Just be mindful of that. What else? There's a lot of scams out there. I know I haven't covered all of them. This is just a brief intro to some of the challenges that you may experience in online dating. And you're going to experience them a lot because individuals out there just waiting for a vulnerable individual so they can take advantage of. And if you are that person, be mindful. Another one I run into. So a friend of mine, she sent me a picture of a guy that she was considering dating. And I don't know if I told you guys, I have a background in psychology. I've worked in the prison system. I've done assessment on criminals. I work for the juvenile justice system. So I spent the majority of my life evaluating individuals, over 30 years evaluating individuals. So when I look at a picture, I can tell a lot. I also have a license in substance abuse, so I can tell if a person has issues with drug or alcohol. Maybe not drug right off, but alcohol because it's all there in the face. So she sent me a picture of a guy that she was dating, and she said, "Well, what are your thoughts?" And I looked at the guy and I said, he's a drinker. And she said, "How do you know?" I said, "It's in his face. Just look at the puffiness of his face. This is an African American guy. His face is all swollen. He just looked like a drunk." And she said, "Yeah, he drank excessively." And I'm thinking, wow. So what she does now, when she meet a guy online, she usually, sometimes she will send me a picture and sometimes they don't. But eventually when I see the picture, I can tell a little bit about the individual. So if you're one of those individuals, and I know you don't know me and I don't know you, but if you ever want me to evaluate a picture for you, and you're considering or you suspect something, just send me the picture and let me have a look at it and I'll give you my honest opinion. Just I like doing stuff like that. I had another individual that sent me a picture of a guy, and he claimed the reason why he wasn't able to visit her is because he broke his leg and he was in the hospital. Now, the picture that she sent to me, when I look at the picture, I could tell it was a picture from, I don't know, I'm going to say 1908, because that picture was an old picture. And hospital walls, they look similar to this, maybe a different color, but the walls inside of the hospital, and it showed him in the bed and his leg is in a sling, and a cast and everything, but it was clearly not a hospital unless it was in a third world country. And even in a third world country, the hospitals don't look like that. That was an old picture. And I said to her, "Now look, evaluate this picture." And I looked at it and I said, "No, he's a scam." And it was clearly not someone who was in the hospital, because he said he was in the hospital bed. Well, anyway, she later found out it was a scam and it was some African. When she did call him, it was an African lady that answered the phone, and they used pictures of other people to draw you in and then get what they want from you. And look how this scenario went a little bit different. He told her that he just won this $2 million contract from the federal government. And in order for him to get that contract, he needed to buy supplies. Well, I'm here to tell you that I have worked for the government, and I have been a contract representative at one time in my life. So I know how the contract work for the government. And when the government award you a contract, they don't tell you, oh, you need to have this and you need to have that, because they evaluate your package and determine that you're the best fit for the contract based on your past history and certain criterias that you have to meet. I've done it before. I've evaluated contracts, so I know how it works. Well, anyway, he told her that he needed such and such, um, and I just said, no, that's not how it works. And she's telling me, oh yeah, I believe him. I said, no, that's not how it works. That when the government award you a contract, they're going to award it to you based on certain criterias, and as well as history and the employees that you have. Because when the packet come before you, you have resumes of the individuals in that packet that you evaluate. You have work history of that contractor who's going to potentially win that contract. So there's a lot of documents that you have to evaluate. And if that individual don't meet that criteria, the contract is not going to be rewarded. And I tell you one thing, you don't have to have this before you can get the contract. It doesn't work that way. And I'm telling her how it worked, and she's telling me, no, I believe him. And he said he's going to pay my house off, and he's going to do this. And he's gonna do, I am so sorry, and he's gonna do that. And I'm telling her, no, it does not work this way. Anyway, eventually she found out it was a scam. I know, I know I laugh and joke about this, but these are some of the things them that I've heard, and I've also experienced things in my life as well. But I'm here to tell you that the one thing, and my best friend tell me this all the time, that her father tell her, a man that wants your money don't want you. Okay, if he's gonna ask you for something, you need to drop him right then and there. You don't need to go any further. The minute he asks you for any money, you need to say, oh, I don't think so. This relationship is not going to work out. And you let him, drop him where you found him. Okay? And another good thing to keep in mind when you're dating or when you're in online dating, ask that individual to take a picture with the current newspaper and send it to you. And then if you want to FaceTime them so you can see what they look like, so you don't have to wait 3-4 months down the road and then find out you being catfished. But no matter what you do or how you approach the situation, no money should be involved. I don't care how desperate you are and they ask you for money, say no, no, no. I know, men out there who's going to be, trying to get over on women, and they see women and they see this video, they probably be mad at me, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of scams out there, and I can spot them. And it's like sports fishing. So when I go, or if I go on a website, I could spot them right away. And it's so funny. All I have to use is some keywords, and they skedaddle. So all you have to use keywords. You use law enforcement, you use lawyer, you use no money. I don't have any money, and see how they react to that. If I remember I told this individual, most of the men that I encounter, they're looking for individuals to take care of them, and I'm not about to take care of no man, okay? I am not about, so if that's what you're looking for, you're at the wrong bus stop, because it's not going to work here. And then that person will either fly the coop or they'll stay around. So that's how you would know, if that person is really serious about you and not what you can offer them or give to them. And again, I'm going to apologize for laughing, because it is just so funny to me. Okay, it's not a laughing matter, because sometimes individual get mixed up in these situations, and they're taken for everything that they have, their entire life saving, and it's no laughing matter. But it just amazes me when the red flags are right before our eyes, that we ignore it because we're so desperate to be in a relationship or have someone in our life. The first thing that you have to remember, you love yourself. If you love yourself and treat yourself right, you don't ever have to worry about wanting somebody to love you. You have to love yourself from within, and it'll project on the outside. So I hope this video is helpful. And again, I apologize for laughing and smirking throughout this video, but to me, it was just funny. Okay. Anyway, again, thank you for watching. Please click the bell icon below to be notified whenever I upload a new video. And don't forget to subscribe. And again, in a world where you can be anything, be kind to each other.